Hey, what's up, folks? How's it going? This is Avijit here, and welcome to Devops Challenge Hub. So let's start with today's interview question. And today's interview question is: how do you encrypt data in S3, both at rest and in transit? So both at rest and in transit. So rest means when the data is stored in the bucket. So that time data is at rest. It's not in the memory. It's not data is not getting transferred from one place to another place. Okay. So when data is stored in S3 bucket, how do you encrypt it? So there's first one way is doing it. Like suppose you have some hi.txt file, and if it is not encrypted, anyone can open like see this file, right? And if the hard disk it is connected, and maybe some USB stick it exists, hi.txt, and someone can remove this USB stick from my laptop and put it into some other laptop, and he or she will be able to see what is the content of the file, right? But if it is encrypted, then people won't be able to see it. Like, for example, I can encrypt using OpenSSL and OpenSSL key, and then I can encrypt it. And here I'm encrypting it. And after the encryption, I won't be able to see the content. So this is the output, and I won't be able to see the content. I won't be able to see what is there. Like I'm not able to see that high vault or something. So, like even if someone removes this USB stick from my device and copy it somewhere, he or she won't be able to see it. Now, uh, if the same thing, like when we are storing data on S3, right? Instead of doing this for every file, Amazon provides the facility to encrypt on the server side by default. So here I have some files, hello.txt, hi.txt. And if you go to, this is the bucket, Devops Challenge 13 May, buckets. And buckets properties, under bucket properties, if you go to default encryption. By default, this is what enabled. Server-side encryption with Amazon S3 managed key. So you don't need to do anything. Amazon will take care of everything. Server-side encryption with Amazon S3 managed key. So you are going to upload the file as it is. You don't need to do the encryption on the client side. Like for example, here I did the encryption. So this is not required. You don't need to do any encryption on the client side. You just upload to Amazon S3 and Amazon. So at rest, these are the different keys are there. We'll discuss all of them. So default encryption is you upload new object S3 on the S3 bucket. Amazon automatically encrypts on the server side. So what it does, it's managed internally by Amazon. You don't need to create or manage encryption key. S3 handles everything: encryption, decryption, key rotation. You upload encryption, it will handle. When you try to download, it will handle a decryption. If you keep it for long time, 2 3 years, so key has to be rotated. That also it will take care. So all these things, everything it will take care. You don't need to do anything. Don't need to do anything on the client side. So no extra cost. Good for basic security needs. So, but it's by default it's enabled. Okay. Second option is server side encryption with AWS KMS managed key. So you can have your own key, and that key you can put it in the AWS key management service, and then using that key it will encrypt decrypt. But there will be some additional cost because AWS has to make an API call and get the key to encrypt decrypt. And if there are like hundreds files are there in a bucket, and if you want to download 100 files one by one, 100 times it has to encrypt decrypt. So there will be some cost, right? But for that to reduce the cost, you can use bucket keys. Bucket level, you can put the encryption. You can encrypt the bucket, decrypt the bucket. Once you decrypt the bucket, you can download any file. So to reduce the cost, like idea is to reduce the cost. Support using S3 bucket keys. So let's go here. Here you can see server-side encryption with Amazon S3. This is the default, free, no cost. There is no cost involved. Server-side encryption with AWS Key Managed Service, SSE KMS, Key Management Service. So you have the key in your key management service in your AWS account, and using that key, AWS will do the encryption decryption. But there is a cost involved. To reduce the cost, you can use bucket key enable, or you can if you disable, then cost will be little more. And then there is a dual layer server side encryption with AWS Key Management Service. It's a dual layer. There's two keys. This is for a very safe kind of thing. People may use it. It's not for normal use, maybe for banking, etc. They may use it, but this is definitely it will be costly. So this is like a dual layer server side encryption with KMS. So two separate layer of encryption, each with its own KMS key. So it offers high security, more expensive, and best for high security compliance or requirement. If you need very high security, then you can go for this dual layer server side encryption, dual layer server side encryption, DSSE KMS. And you can have your own key, SSC KMS, and you don't bother much. Like so, you go for default, that is SC. Yes. So for most of us, it will be like SSC. Okay. And bucket level key, as I said, like it's for reducing the cost. Bucket KMS. What is a bucket KMS? A bucket key is a unique key created by S3 per bucket, used repeatedly for encryption decryption instead of calling KMS for every single object. Why it is used? It reduces KMS cost because fewer requests are made to KMS. But it's not supported for DSSC KMS. It's only works for SSC KMS. So you can enable or disable key, S3 bucket key. If you enable it, it will help you to save cost before using ASIC KMS. If you are using this second one, ASIC KMS, then it will help you to save that cost. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. For this one, anyway, it's a free. And for this is very expensive, but for this one, it's not supported at bucket key. That last one. Okay. And this is the summary. SSS3, this is Amazon S3. Key management is by Amazon S3. It's a free. Basic encryption needs based for that SSS3. Then we have KMS, SSH KMS. Key management is by AWS KMS. It's a paid part request. Fine grained control, you have auditing, right? Who can have access to KMS. Not everyone will have access to AWS KMS. Not every user will have that access to KMS. The DAC KMS, security is hard. Dual keys, two keys are there. Maximum security and compliance. And then you have bucket key, optional for SSC KMS to reduce the cost. This optimizes KMS usage. Okay. So this is for at rest you can use this, and for transit we use HTTPS. Always use HTTPS when accessing S3. HTTPS. So for when data is getting transit, it's the HTTPS secured connection. Okay. And now let's go to the quiz section. How do you encrypt data in Amazon S3 both at rest and in transit? Both at rest and transit. The first one, SSL TLS for data at rest. No, we don't use SSL for data at rest. AWS Shield. No. SSL TLS for data in transit. Yes, we use HTTPS for data in transit. That is SSL TLS for data in transit. And enable server-side encryption, SSE, or client-side encryption for data at rest. We can do that. If you want more security, we can do a client-side encryption also, as I showed. Like I can encrypt the data on my side and then I can upload. Right. So that also I can do. So correct answer is C. SSL TLS for data in transit. Data in transit means when data is moving. HTTPS, SSL TLS, and enable server-side encryption, SSE, or client-side encryption for data. So data in transit, basically SSL, HLS, HTTPS when uploading or downloading from S3. And data at rest, SES3, AWS S3 managed key, SSC KMS, AWS key management service managed keys, and customer provided keys, or like the dual keys is there. Customer provided keys basically like you do it on your. It's not available now. It's like a older one. And now it's a dual key, DSSC, and then we can have a client side encryption. Okay. So this third one is basically like this is the one DSSC KMS, right? Dual keys. So that will be the dual keys. Okay. So that's it for today. Hope you like this video. Please like it, share it, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also follow my Devops Challenge Hub page. I regularly organize quiz and contests. You can participate in that. And also follow my WhatsApp channel for more updates and more contests. So thank you for watching this video. See you again in the next video.